we're joined by Huntsville City FC Director of Soccer Operations, Matt Cairns. Matt, the start of a new preseason begins today. First chance to look at the squad. What do you think of the squad you've assembled so far, and what are you most looking forward to throughout the preseason?
Yeah, I think we're really excited to get this group out there today. It's been a long off season. Hopefully, in the club moving forward, we're in the playoffs moving forward, and don't have 3 months off in the future. But great energy out there today. Good to see some familiar faces. Good to see some new faces, and just really excited to see them out there and the competitive nature. Even on day one, Chris O'Neill's got them competing. Little fun punishments. It's what we want, right?
What can fans expect when they see Huntsville City FC's 2025 squad take the pitch this year?
Yeah, I think we have to evolve. It's year 3 now. As a club, we've been able to see what works, what hasn't worked, and we've learned from that. We've worked really hard on recruitment this off season, bringing in players that fit our identity off the field, the culture they bring, being able to play under the pressure of 6,000 fans at Huntsville. Right, it's not an empty stadium reserve team. You see the announcement of Christian Kofi joining today. In our opinion, he's one of the best players in the league that can have a massive future for this club, for this organisation, including Nashville. And just excited to have someone that's going to get the fans off their feet. We've worked hard to find players that can score goals, create goals, but at the same time, they have that work rate out of possession that fits the club model.
Max, do you have any questions?
Yeah, obviously last year there was a lot of instability with coaching, and now it seems like you have your guy. How much do you think that's going to help having somebody in place from the preseason, hopefully through the end of the year?
Yeah, stability is massive. Last year wasn't ideal. It wasn't how anyone would draw it up, but we went through that process in the middle of the season to make sure we got the right guy and a long-term fit for us. Someone that fits the club values, fits the club identity, and that's the Nashville and Huntsville way. It's not just someone that's singular focused on one of the two entities. It's taking everything into account and finding that balance of developing players. If we continue to develop players under Chris O'Neill like we started to see on the back end of last year, it's going to help Huntsville win games of soccer, which brings success to the city, and it also helps the organisation of Nashville as we try and produce players for them.
When you look back at last year, obviously there weren't a lot of exciting periods. I mean, right after you hired Chris, there was that win streak, but there was a lot of up and down with the season. When you look at it as a whole from a development standpoint, because it's not all about wins, how much do you kind of view the successes of last season?
Yeah, I do think we laid some good foundations last year. Standards of introducing the new club game model when Chris came in, and obviously BJ went in at Nashville. And I think, those foundations, the run we were on since Chris came in would have averaged out that we'd have finished 5th in the conference last year. So it's building on that now with a stronger roster, a roster that fits the club identity, and we believe with the things we've got in place and it's the characters that we brought in that are going to continue to raise those standards of training. That's going to lead to a successful season. And of course, within that, we want to make the playoffs. We want to host a playoff game in a packed stadium. Be a great atmosphere.
Mo, do you have any questions for Coach?
Absolutely. I just want to just ask a little bit more about what went into signing Kofi, because clearly we saw that happen this morning. But we've also seen him play against this team in the past.
Yeah, I think everyone that was at that game probably remembers Christian Kofi, right? He's an exceptional talent. I'm from London. He came through a top European academy in Monaco, went to Fiorentina. Obviously, he's gone out to Chicago Fire, had great success in Next Pro, but there's still room for development in him, and that's why we brought him here. We believe under Chris O'Neill, there's more we can get out of him and really maximise that talent that he has, and hope that he's a talisman for us out on the field.
And as far as Coach O'Neill, clearly we see what he is as far as a coach. But what do you like about him as the man that's kind of really reeling these guys in and letting them know about being just wonderful men in life?
Composure is the word that stands out. I think whether you speak to Chris on a Monday morning, a Saturday 10 minutes before the game, after a big win, after a tough defeat, he's always composed, and I think that's really important leading young men. I think it's important leading any type of organisation, whether it's business or sport, but I think Chris has that power over the room because he's never flustered. And I think with a young, impressionable locker room, that is one of the most important things. It's sticking to the plan, sticking to the process. As an organisation, we have a great process in place, and Chris as a head coach, the game plan is always clear. The way we want to play is always clear. so the players can kind of see that composed outlook of how we do things, and that's one of the things that stands out.
So, Theo? Anyone else? Okay.
We're good.
All right, everyone, we're now joined by Huntsville City FC head coach Chris O'Neill. Coach, first preseason training session in the books. What did you see from your first look at the 2025 squad today out on the pitch?
No, it's exciting. It's a new group of players. I think the level that we have is very pleasing at this current moment, and excited for the opportunities. And the way I look at it is it's essentially a blank slate that we have the opportunity to kind of create and draw what our future actually looks like. So excited about the opportunity to work with these guys.
What can fans look forward to when they come to see the boys in blue in 2025?
I know that it's a passionate group. I think they're excited about representing the city and putting on a good show and playing an entertaining game. Hopefully there's lots of goals, and hopefully not conceding a lot of goals as well. But the big thing that I would say is a competitiveness and a willingness to compete and fight and represent this city.
Max?
How exciting is it for you to have a full year with these guys as opposed to kind of being thrown into the fire last year?
Yeah, it's last year was I enjoyed every minute of last year, so I don't want to knock anything about last year, but it's exciting. Like you said, you get the opportunity to spend 8 weeks before the season and really implement some things and fine tune some things and get real into the details of why we want to play the way that we play and how we want to do certain things through each phase of the game. So it's a fantastic opportunity, and really looking forward to what we can create for this year.
Let's talk about your new signee, Mr. Kofi, and what he's going to bring to the table here at HCFC.
Yeah, no, Christian is an extreme talent that we're looking forward to getting to work with. He's proven in this league. Not only that, but his background in terms of his development and how he came up. There's an exciting amount of potential that we have that we feel that he hasn't quite unlocked yet. But he's been very successful, but at the same time we think that he's a player that has the potential to really make an impact in this organization with Huntsville and hopefully beyond.
Of course, right now you're taking this team through preseason camp, but during the mix too, you're going to have a number of preseason exhibition contests. How much will that help this squad as they prepare for a brand new season?
Yeah, it's an opportunity for the players, opportunity for us to kind of toy with some ideas, toy with some things, see what works, see what we like, see what we don't like, and then also, like I say, opportunity for the players to really make a mark. And what we tell them is that them being here, they've earned our trust. It's their responsibility to keep it. And I think through games, that's ultimately where you decide and you see what a player's really like. But the training habits and how we train as well is vital in those decisions. But anytime you play against someone different, they don't know exactly what we're trying to do. Where in the training atmosphere, sometimes there's a little bit of that known element and there's a little bit of anticipation, and players get a familiarity with each other and playing against each other. With the new opposition, it's completely different, and we get to see how dangerous some of these guys can really be.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach. That will conclude
All right.
today's media.
Thank you.